Now we're going to show you how to enter data into the system to really use ClarityNOW to its fullest extent. Now note that this video here specifically is going to talk about how to enter the data. On this video, we're not going to talk about how to interpret the data. We have other videos in the onboarding for how to study your ClarityNOW and how to read your reporting. We're going to go over daily tracking, which is entering your lead generation, entering your pipeline, entering listings, and entering transactions. Let's start with daily tracking. And click on daily tracking here in the left sidebar. And at first it's going to be blank because you don't have anything in here. So here's where you and your team are going to enter your lead generation. So all you got to do is click on new at the very top, and everything in ClarityNOW is form-based. It's very, very simple to use. And every form throughout the entire system, you will see a walk me through this button at the very top. And you can click on this and it'll literally walk you through how to enter this information if you want to be really guided throughout the process. The first part's simple, right? Today's date gives you a calendar. Let's say I'm entering my lead generation for today. Today's the 8th. I prospected for 2 hours. I made 17 dials. I made 12 contacts. And let's say I set a buyer appointment. I went on a listing appointment, and maybe I wrote an offer. Okay. Hit submit. Simple as that. Success, daily item saved. Now you can see I have my first line of my data that I've entered. Now, what if you want to track more than the standard categories in the system? We have the ability for you to create custom categories, which is fantastic because now no matter what you want to track in ClarityNOW, whatever you dream of, you can track. So if I click on new category, now I can type in whatever I want. Maybe I want to type in social media messages sent. Or maybe it's door knocks, or maybe it's, reviews and referrals asked for from an administrative team, whatever you want to send, handwritten note cards, whatever you choose. Click on new category, type it in. Now when I click on new, all of my custom categories are down below. So also today on March 8th, I also sent 10 social media messages, hit submit, and now I'm done. So no matter what you want to track, you can track it. Next, we're going to go to the pipeline. The sales pipeline is a phenomenal tool in ClarityNOW, and I suggest that you and everyone on your team use it and keep it up to date. Just like before, we're going to click on new, and there's a walk me through this button that will take you through each step. So I always encourage you to click on that, or again, click on the get help and go into the help center and search for pipeline, and you can see everything there. So there's all kinds of resources for you if you have a question. And if you know how to talk to somebody, you always can message us as well. This is, again, very simple. So the date of the initial contact, let's say I met them yesterday, and this is a listing, and it is going to be somewhere around $200,000 in my market. And it's going to be roughly a 3% commission. Or what percentage split we make on the sale? I'm the rainmaker. It's going to me. I'll make 100% of it. So I have $6,000 of potential profit. And let's say I got this from an open house. Okay. Now, client name, say John Smith, and his phone number and his email, john@gmail.com. Perfect. Now this is again a listing pipeline. So I know that John is living at 123 Cherry Street. That's the information that I got from him when I met him at the open house. And he lives in Rochester, New York, 14625. Status. He is currently a nurture, or maybe it's an appointment set or appointment held. I'm going to say right now it's a nurture. It's just a lead. I haven't set the appointment yet. It's a nurture. Now, the pipeline rating, this is the key to the entire pipeline report. This is the gold. And again, the most important part of the pipeline report. If you hover over this question mark, it gives you a breakdown of what a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 means. So a 10 means I'm going to get that listing paperwork signed this month. A 9 is I'm going to get it signed next month, an 8 in 2 months, and so forth. If this were a buyer pipeline, if I change that status to buyer and I scroll down and hover over this question mark, it's the same thing except for this client should be purchasing a home this month. Okay. So it'll change based on the status or based on the type that you select. Now, what's really important about this month that some people get confused by is this month means this month, right? So as today at the time of the recording, it is March 8th. So if I say a 10, that means that I intend to get that listing signed by March 31st. If it was March 27th and I put a 10, that means I expect to get that listing signed in the next 4 days. So it's extremely literal. And that's why the power of the pipeline report is so important, because it's so literal. It's the only tool that gives you a clear idea of what your pipeline truly looks like. And it's not, inflated by fictitious, statuses. So let's say that I'm going to call him a 9. I talked to him. He intends on listing his house sometime in April. That's my opportunity to go earn. Do I want to add a follow-up reminder? Yes. And I want to call him on Monday. I hit submit. That's it. Pipeline added. Now, when I go to my report, I can see I have 1 in the pipeline, 200,000 in volume, or 6,000 in GCI, 6,000 of gross profit, my money. And I currently have 1.9, and here is John. Very, very simple. Okay, so you can see that now we're going to talk about how to turn the pipeline into a listing. I've already went ahead and I edited the transaction, hit actions, edit, and I changed the status to listing taken. But now I want to actually turn it into a listing so it shows up within my listings. All I did there, and you can see I clicked on actions and I want to turn it into a listing or a transaction now. So if it's a buyer and I sold them a house, I want to turn it right to a transaction. Or if it's in the pipeline as a listing and I got the listing signed, I want to turn it into a listing. So I'm going to click on listing and transaction. Now this is now a listing. So I'm going to say I got the listing signed and it's coming soon. It's not active yet. I got the contract signed today. We're going to go active sometime next week. So I'm going to call him a coming soon. And it is a resale. Do you want this transaction to count towards your goal? Yes, I do. We put this in here because sometimes you may have a transaction like a referral or maybe a lease that you don't want to count towards your unit goal, but obviously we still need to track the revenue and the information. But I want this to count. The listing date, I got this signed today. The target MLS date is we're going to go live probably on say Thursday the 14th, making that up. And the contract is set to expire at the end of August 31st. Is this contingent? No. I got the client, I got him from open house. We ended up listing it at $199. Okay, this is important. What commission did I charge the seller? I charged him 6%. What commission are we offering to the co-op broker? I'm offering 3%. So you can see that I charge 6%. We're offering $59.70. That means my commission's $59.70. Sometimes an error people will put is they'll put 3% and they're offering 3%. So there's no money left over for me. So make sure that you're putting how much you charge to the seller, 6, and we're offering 3. So my commission's $59.70. Cost of sale. Who's getting paid on this? This is my sale. So I'm going to be Cameron of this transaction. It's me. And yet let's say that it wasn't. Let's say that it was Jeff's sale. It was Jeff's listing. Okay. So Jeff is the salesperson on this. Are you paying a referral fee? No. Team member compensation. This is important. Jeff's got to get paid. Now, if it were my sale, if it was Cameron's sale, I don't pay myself a split like we talked about earlier when I set up my economic model. So I'm not paying myself anything because I am the company. I make the full gross profit, right? But since this is not the case, this is going to be Jeff's sale. Well, Jeff needs to get paid. So now under team member compensation, I'm going to click on Jeff, and Jeff is going to make 35%, right? So Jeff is going to make $2,089.50. Maybe he were to get a flat fee instead. I can always click on the dollar amount and say he's making a flat $3,000 or whatever I want to type in. I'm going to change this to saying that he is making 3% commission or 35% commission. He's making $2,089. Are you paying a broker? Are you paying your broker a split on this sale? Let's say that I am. Yeah, I'm currently in the middle of my my capping session, and I am paying, say, 30% to my broker. So 1,164 of my commission is going to my broker. And let's say I've already paid my franchise fee. There's no other additional cost of sale. So my total commission is $59.70. My total cost of sale above is $32.53.65. That's my cap to my broker and the commission to Jeff. So the gross profit for the company on the sale is $2,716.35. Vendor information. What companies are associated with this transaction? Well, I want to add a company. Maybe I want to go ahead and add the photographer. Okay. And that was Autumn Photography. Okay. And then hit submit. And I am done. Success. So now when I go to my listings, I can now see that I have one in coming soon status. And I can look, if I just click on coming soon, it's still right there. It's Jeff's sale. It's 123 Cherry Street. We signed it on March 8th. It's set to go on the market on March 14th. It's expiring on the 31st, listing it for 199. The commission's 59.70. My gross profit's 27.16. The cost of sale breakdown is Jeff's getting paid 20.89 and I'm paying 11.64 towards my broker, and it came from an open house. If I click on my actives, I don't have currently any active in the system. So if I want to change this to an active now, it's very simple. I click on actions, I hit edit, and I want to change it from a coming soon to an active listing. And it got activated on March 14th, and we're good to go. That's it. Hit submit down below. Nothing has changed. Now, when I go to my listings, I go coming soon, I got 0. I go active, I got 1. And it's all the same information. Okay, so now let's say I sold this listing. It's time to turn it into a transaction. It's very simple, just like we did with pipeline, just like we did with coming soon. I'm going to click edit, and I'm going to change the status from an active to a pending transaction. It's still a listing. It's a resale. I sold the house on March 8th, or let's say I'm playing with dates now. Let's say I sold it on the March 22nd. Took about a week or so. And the estimated close date, the contract date, is going to be for April 30th. It's not contingent. This is still John's information. The sales price, we listed it for 199. We ended up selling this for 225. Let's say this was a hot property, and we got a 3% commission on it. So $6,750 was the commission. Okay. It's Jeff's sale. Jeff's making his 35%, which is 23.62. I'm paying my cap because the sales price, that number went up, and all the math is auto-populated based on the sales price and the commission and the splits. And now I want to go ahead and I want to add maybe the title company, and I'm going to put Herman Title Co. Okay, and hit submit. There you go, success. Now when I go into transactions, I can see that I have one pending. Now, another way to do this, let's say it wasn't a listing and it was just a buyer, so I never took it from a listing. It's the same process as before. You're going to click on new in the top right, and you're going to have the same form. This is a new pending, it's a listing, it's a resale, whatever you want to do. Type in the dates, type in the client information. It's the same form that we just filled out on the listing side. We simply showed you how to take it from a pipeline to a listing to a sale. Or if you wanted to go into the information right from the sale process and you don't do the pipeline, then you can take it and go to transactions, click on new, and fill out the information just like we did before.